was Adam Cole that day.
He'll take a chance. Put the goal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show where it's uncensored, unhinged, uncaged, right here on Hamin Media Group and channelattitude.com. I am your host, Jimmy T. That is the vet, Jamie Williams, and we're back for this two-part series, vet. What's cracking, man?
Hey, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a minute.
What's going on? It's been ages, vet. It's been ages. But I'm glad we're here to do an uncaged because it has been a while, man. And that's because it's not that I don't want to do it. It's more just I don't want to do it on my own, man. And no one really wants to talk Rampage these days. I don't blame them, let's be honest. But we're here to talk Rampage. And dude, to my surprise, we had a 420 match, a 420 elimination 420 match. I was going to say it's a four-way, right? But since it was 420, and it involved RVD himself, who I've got to say, vet, he looked stoned off his face in this show. But before I do get into the rest of the match, I want to say one thing. Did you catch the little tidbit during the week about, if you remember how CM Punk said on the Errol Hawani show, how he had to pay to fix his own injury that he actually got in AEW? Well, get this, dude. Tony Khan done an interview this past week. And funny enough, he was saying he doesn't know if he paid or not. And if he didn't, this is stupid, bro. I can't believe it. And if he didn't, he will reimburse CM Punk. But he kept repeating himself. I just don't know if I did or not. And I think I have, but I don't think I have. I think he's telling the truth. Well, man, if you're not friggin' doing it, I mean, who's running this friggin' company, vet? I mean, this looks even worse on the company, dude. At least he's being transparent for once.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought he would just say...
Is this place that unprofessional?
All right. There's clearly some sort of a delay with Jimmy's internet, so I think he's done talking, so I'll say I'm pretty...
Yeah.
I was pretty sure he was just going to say, I don't want to talk about that. That's a great question. But he actually did, sort of answer it. Look, I'm sure he's not keeping up with all the little bookkeeping details or whatever. So if he has somebody else that's responsible for, like, the kind of somebody that's like a go-between in the office for who has medical bills and for what, then if that was an oversight, perhaps, or is it something that, like, we heard that people were supposed to have meetings that didn't happen, and we heard lots of other things about this. Could it be a thing where this stuff got tampered with that Tony didn't know about it? He just assumed everything went like normal. I mean, I don't know, but the man is too damn busy to be personally paying hospital bills with his own checkbook. So I'm not gonna try to speculate on that or have an opinion on it.
I wonder if he even realizes, vet, if somebody picked him up at Wembley 8 months ago, bro, at this point, because, it started with all of that shit, which is unprofessional as it is. Right. Then we had the little, shove match between himself and Jack Perry. And now this, dude, it just makes AEW look like a rinky-dink promotion. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that to be a hater, because I want this company to succeed. I truly do. But come on, man. For a company that got rated on Forbes, funny enough, forgot to mention, as the third, most valuable combat sports promotion on the planet at $2 billion. So that's a good little segue. Do you believe that's how much they would be worth according to Forbes. Or do you think that's a little exaggerated, shall I say?
So exaggerated, but so is everything in Forbes.
Right.
So,
yeah, well.
So I wouldn't worry about it. I also don't think it matters. Like, you said makes AEW look like rinky dink, whatever. To who? I mean, nobody's either, like, the average fan is not watching that interview, and the average fan is certainly not listening to Tony Khan's media calls.
Right.
So
Nah. It's pretty low key too, to be fair.
it's only for these nerds. And if they already liked AEW, this isn't going to change their mind. Like, wait, Tony didn't pay Punk's bills? Oh, I don't like AEW anymore. Nobody said that. And nobody is like, yeah. And nobody didn't, like, nobody hated AEW and then are like, oh, I like them now. Fuck CM Punk. Nobody cares.
Right. But there are a lot of those ones too that absolutely hate CM Punk for
you're on your team. Nobody's really switching sides.
Oh boy. You gotta love professional wrestling fans in 2024. But yeah, I just found that interesting that he actually would come out and admit it, because usually he wouldn't actually say anything. He'd be like, I can't answer that question right now, but thanks for asking. Like, come on, bro. Seriously?
Yeah, eventually, look, here's the deal. In case you guys haven't picked up the pattern yet, Tony Khan and or AEW as a promotion, as a TV show, whatever, they do something, they get feedback on it, and then they're just very, very slow to correct it, because it's just like, you don't want people to see you reacting. I mean, I say this knowing that they have overreacted immediately to certain things, but if they're ever going to change what they do, if they were to just hop to it and do it immediately, then it makes it look like they're pushovers. So they wait a few months and then they make the changes that they were, like, how many months have we been saying they need to put in the little video packages or whatever, and then we just get it.
And they finally did it.
Yeah, right. They just get it. So they're not going to do it. The pattern is they do their show, Jim Cornette cuts a promo on them, and then they defend themselves, and then 3, 4, 6 months later, they do what Jim Cornette said. That's just how it's been since AEW has started, bro.
Gee. Right. Oh, man. Actually, speaking of corny, I was shocked that he was even agreeing with Kenny Omega, and actually was kind of, talking pretty highly of him by Cornette standards. So, I mean, shit. But look, man, at the end of the day, they do ask for it themselves, man. Everyone's, AEW probably think that everyone's against him, except for Meltzer, who's clearly on the payroll. I don't care what anyone says. He makes it so obvious now, dude. It's disgusting. And, it is what it is. But, they think it's us versus them and blah, 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 blah. It's just so childish. It's silly. And I'm saying all the way around. It's just dumb. I mean, come on. It's professional wrestling. Like, really? Like, come on, guys and girls. Especially the women, bro. They're pretty ruthless on the X talking AEW. But anyway, that was all I wanted to ask you, man. And, yeah, we said already the news on the wreckage just previously. So if you want to check all that out, go check that show out. But let's get into Rampage.
We're still in Illinois.
We're
Illinois. Still in Peoria.
And, it was a late night one. Should they do this more often, do you think? Where, they combine Collision Rampage, like on a Saturday, say?
Well, let's wait till Brandon Thurston gets his stuff together and lets us know.
We'll see. Actually, also, one more thing I want to ask you. Okay. Speaking, did you check out Evil Dose? You know who Evil Dose is, right?
Oh,
on the X.
Evil Dose.
Did you see he was trending practically on the X because of what he said? I'm sure you might have seen it, Vet, about AEW and their TV deals, where apparently shit ain't going that smooth, really. And look, apparently he's got sources. I don't know if it's pastor sources, right? Or it's actual, sources. Do you think he's onto something, or is he just trolling everybody? Because he caused a storm, bro. People talked about him on Facebook, on Solomonster's Facebook page. People retweeting and quoting his tweets on Twitter. I mean, dude, is he onto something, or is he just talking liquor? I was talking to him about it. I never said, are you bullshitting or not, but I find it funny, though.
I think he has sources. The thing about having sources is, depending on the sources,
not past the sources.
You don't know. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, that joke only works with your accent because you can't pronounce R's.
Oh, God damn it. It's like the H thing. You guys say
exactly.
H and we say H.
Right. Because there's an H on it. Yeah, I get
but
it.
It's H, man. Anyway, now I feel violated, Vic. God damn it.
But, so whatever the sources tell you, you never know what they know or what they hear is correct. It's like a chain of information that you don't, wherever it starts for you, it could have started way before that. So you can't be sure. So I don't doubt that he's talking to people or that he knows. My thing with him is always been, why do you care? You know, that's always been it. It's not whether your information is accurate. With him, the way he uses social media, my question is always, why do you care, bro? Why is this such a thing? You will drag AEW for the littlest thing. You love it. You just love to do it. And this time, somebody finally they took the bait. And he got into it, and he's responding to every fucking mark.
Everyone.
He's got to be loving this right now. He's like, hey.
Oh, he's loving it, bro. I spoke to him for a good hour, like privately, obviously, right? And man, he was loving it. You could clearly tell. And look, good on him. He knows how to get himself out there. He really does, man. It's not the first time, but for whatever reason, that particular tweet, even the dirt sheets were vouching for him, bro, which was, I don't know. Personally, it makes me laugh because, you know, we know him personally. But people vouch for him, man, or they're the total opposite. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think he's saying that that TK wants Ring of Honor also part of the deal on the upcoming TV deal, and Turner doesn't. Like, you know what I mean? That they don't want Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
so
what difference does it make to them? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, who even knows enough about wrestling over there that they have an opinion on it?
That's true.
What's the difference between saying, okay, I have Ring of Honor here, or I have Rampage? What's the difference to them? It's an hour of programming. Why does it matter what it's called or who's on it? Because you're just going to put the ROH guys on there anyway, so why not call it Ring of Honor? True. That's the part that I find fishy about the whole Warner Brothers doesn't want this or that. It's like, do they even know? So I always wonder about that stuff personally. That's the kind of stuff I'm curious about. Not curious enough to ask anybody
I get you. Right.
Or to ever look into it.
Right. It doesn't really bother you. Like, I get you. Right.
But it is weird. Like, when you start thinking logically about these things, the only logic I can tell you, my opinion on the outside is, it makes all the sense in the world for Warner Brothers to want to retain AEW as part of their programming because it's lower cost for them than whatever they would have to put in primetime to replace it. You can't just air primetime reruns of old sitcoms and movies and stuff. You actually want original programming in those spots. And AEW, despite what anybody else says, does well enough in those spots compared to the rest of cable television.
They do. They're always in the top 5 without fail.
Yeah,
and
so it's like
around a 3 mark on average.
Yeah, so when everybody talks shit about whether it's Russo, Cornette, anybody that follows along with the ratings and talks about them on their shows, you have to. They're like, in their minds, they're still comparing everything to Attitude Era ratings.
I
So
know,
it's like
bizarre. That's bizarre, man. Yeah, no, you're right.
yeah, these ratings are abysmal compared to those. But if you compare them to today's programs, they're like right around that, you know, the same basic thing.
No, they
but
really are. They really are.
yeah,
It's true.
but if you're gonna, but then what is? But if they don't keep them, then what? So are they gonna go? Is Dynamite on Wednesday? Is that gonna get replaced now? Is TNT gonna have to come up with, or TBS, excuse me, is TBS gonna have to come up with 2 separate hour-long drama shows that they can run in those slots? Are they gonna bring back Rizzoli and Isles or some bullshit? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, what are they gonna fill that prime time 8 to 10 slot with if they just say no thanks? And now you gotta buy the rights to something else, then you gotta produce it, you gotta spend how many millions per episode of that. You know, these are the logistical things that the average dumb wrestling fan doesn't really understand. So those are the questions I'm kind of more interested in. Obviously Tony wants a bigger rights fee than he got last time, but he's also gonna have to settle because he's in no bargaining position, even though he kind of is. Like, they both have each other over a barrel in different ways, but I don't even know if they realize it. Because if you look at Warner Brothers' decisions as a company, they've been trashed since the 80s and probably before. So,
except
you know,
for the NBA stuff, I think is the only thing, like, you know, inside NBA and whatnot.
Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of the Turner division that Warner Brothers just owns, you know, that they merged with a long time ago. So
do you think? Yeah, look, again, we've said this a million times, but people don't listen for some reason because ratings, it's not the same like that it was back in the Attitude Era and whatnot and blah blah. And the way wrestling is kind of you know, rated in terms of social media, it's all that shit put together. Social media clicks, YouTube, whatever, man, on top of on TV. Look, honestly, Vet, do you agree that professional wrestling is at the hottest point that it's been since the Attitude Era? Sorry, excuse me. Jeez, my voice.
Kind of like it's
or is
pretty
it like
high.
a facade? Because in a way, it's kind of is too.
Well, yeah, I know it's hard to really tell because we didn't have certain other things to look at back then. So, you know, but if we had YouTube and other social media back then, I think those numbers would be off the charts as well. But would that cut into the, you know, like if you have the internet, does that cut into your cable numbers, right?
It would.
So it's I don't know, but I think wrestling's in a good spot. But it's also like when things become good, then they become like if something gets hot, everyone tries to capitalize on it, oversaturated, the bubble bursts, and then everything settles back down again. That's
big
just
time, bro.
That's multiple industries. Like, it's not just wrestling. It's
No,
not
it
even
goes in
just
cycles with
entertainment or
everything.
television. It's lots of things.
Have you noticed it tends to go at the same time though? Even with wrestling, everything else sort of goes full circle as well in a weird way. I mean, think about it. In the 90s, right? I mean, everything was hot, bro. It wasn't just wrestling. It was like television, music. Like, do you know what I mean? Everything was kind of just jamming for some reason at that time. And I think it's a similar thing today too. Once one thing sort of goes real hot, it tends to make everything else sort of like hot as well in a weird sense. So, yeah, look, I think professional wrestling right now, obviously profit-wise, it's making more money than ever. WWE especially. AEW at glance looks like they're not really making that much because they're not really getting the, you know, the sellout arenas, or I don't know what their pay-per-view numbers are. And if you believe TK, apparently they always get over 100,000 buy rates for most of their pay-per-views, but I don't totally believe that.
They should at least get a Wembley Stadium full of buys.
Don't even,
because that's everybody in the world, bro. You know,
like
only so many people. Well, I'm talking about potential buyers, right?
Right.
But like in a town, you can only get so many people. But if you're selling it online, anybody could potentially buy it. So they should get a decent number. And people want to participate in stuff live. That's the one thing left that's keeping network and cable going, is things like live sports and original programming that you can get first run on those things. That is why you're not going to see reruns of Andy Griffith or the A-Team or any of the other stuff you guys are saying in prime time.
No way. Why would they do
Never has, never will.
Never. It's prime time. You wouldn't do that. You just wouldn't.
So either you're going to put like a scripted drama on there or something, or it's TBS, very funny. Maybe they could come up with 4 new sitcoms they got to pay for. You know, like
which
to
would
run
cost
from
a
8
lot
to
of
10,
money,
but
man. Right. No, you're spot on, Vet. It's true, man. But and one more thing before we get into Rampage proper. Do you believe all the bullshit that he paid for Collision to be on television? Do you think he's actually paying for that slot?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right. That's actually a good answer, because really none of us.
Yeah,
do.
well, that's the answer to everything.
Right.
Look, I'm just here to grade and critique the wrestling, but you know, if you want me to look at that, like, what do I think it's theoretically it's possible, and that's part of what I mean when I say they have each other over a barrel, because they know Tony's desperate to be big time, so you got to have the cable show, you got to have the big arenas, even if you can't fill it, you got to make it look professional and expensive, and so that you're in competition, right? The WWE's got a way longer head start on it. They'll always be better at it than you, but you can get good enough that people will still want to watch it more than, you know, certainly more than like TNA or anything like that. So
it's not even close.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Is basically it's interesting times, but there's hardly any precedent for this, you know?
No, I agree, man. I absolutely agree. But Zane Vicious, the master and ruler of the world, says a kind of funny comment when he says, when AEW tanks, they'll do what Jim Cornette said. Said.
It's a very funny joke. It's not reality. Go ahead and name a time that somebody ran Mighty Mouse in prime time.
Can you imagine that? My God. Anyway, but let's get into Rampage anyway. That was an interesting little convo bit, but I think we're going to get into the show. It's 420, and it's a 424 way in RVD. Isaiah Cassidy, Shoddy Lee Johnson, and the Commander himself, Commander. Like I said before, dude, RVD was totally... I mean, he looked so stoned. It was almost embarrassing when he was walking out. It's like, dude, he just looks like he just woke up. Like, legitly, just woke up. He's like, yo, dude, I can't see properly, but I'm here anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't even believe he took the booking. I always thought for sure he'd have his day planned.
I'm always happy to see him. He's not the same RVD that he used to be, nowhere near. But in saying that, he can still move. He's just a lot slower.
Yeah, and you know, it's just not the timing's not there. I mean, when you don't do it often enough, it gets more difficult to do. So
I mean, he's smoking too many bongs, bro, and he's doing, I guess, exercise. There's a lot of that going on, which is great. All power to him. But he just looks so stoned, man. But it's RVD, so speaking of a la carte, he's definitely on my menu. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. They were happy to see him.
They were.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
But
interesting booking here.
But you know who impressed me the most, and I can't stand this guy, but he kind of looked good in this match, which is weird me saying this. Commander probably looked the best I've ever seen him, dude. No shit. Ever.
Stepped it up?
He stepped up, bro. I couldn't believe my eyes. And I'm like, am I tripping again? Or am I liking how Commander actually wrestled in this match? I actually thought he was the man of this match. And heck, I would have been cool with him winning. But unfortunately for him, he didn't. And RVD, appropriately won the match on 420 days. So, which is a shame. I would have preferred Commander, dude. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean, Tony had to pay for Pantera again, so that's probably Commander's whole salary, right?
Guaranteed, bro. At least 100%. But you know what, man? Walk is a classic, bro. I mean, yeah, he used to, use it back in the day in the ECW. I prefer that any day over his WWE theme, one of a kind, any day. But yeah, it probably cost a bit of an arm and a leg. So who knows, man? But yeah, nevertheless, RVD wins in a decent match. Actually, I didn't mind it. There was a lot of silly bullshit going on with Isaiah Cassidy squeaking, screaming, moaning. Dude, it's stupid, right? Really, I don't know why he does it, but it makes me sort of giggle, shall I say? But it's stupid, but it makes me laugh. But why does he continue to do it? Is he a bitch? What is he?
I don't know, man. I really have no answer for that. I guess he's just trying to stand out. It's probably something he did one time. Like, he used to do that. Like like on Will Smith on The Fresh Prince. Like he would do that. Like we would scream sometimes.
Yeah, but I do remember that. Absolutely. I used to love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. I used to watch that religiously. But he over-exaggerates it.
Yeah, so maybe he's just doing something like that, like he's trying to make people laugh and stand out or something,
Look, the moaning even makes me laugh, as dumb as that sounds. When he does that, oh yeah, it's funny, but it's just dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't even be laughing at it, but it's AEW. I mean, you need to have a good laugh sometimes, you know what I mean? But yeah, where does this, has RVD actually lost a match in AEW yet? I don't think he has.
Maybe, but I can't remember.
Do you think they want to sign this guy, or is he
might have been Swerve? I think maybe Swerve.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. No, you're right. I'll take that back.
They did the Pick Your Poison or something.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. It was about 4 or 5 weeks ago on Dynamite. I think it wasn't on Collision, but Zane Vicious in the chat says that's what happens in Sloppy Shop. There was a lot of slop in a way in this match, but yeah, it is what it is. They should have had a friggin' slop. Remember back in the day when Triple H got thrown in there by one of the good ones?
Yep.
That's what we needed on the wreckage. But anyway, that was that match. It was kind of fun. And like I said, Commander. Well done, lad. Good man. Commander. Commander. I sound like the damn fish now from the Y-Files when I said that. Anyway, but next we went from an exciting 420 match to I don't know, man.
Magical? Would you say it's magical, Jimmy?
Was it? I guess it was magical, or did we dream of Genie? I'm not sure of it.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. And Elizabeth joined us in the chat. Hey, Liz. What's cracking?
Hello.
And yeah.
Just in time for the magical girl talk.
Dude, why are we seeing a Yuka Sakazaki match versus Emi Sakura match? I mean, isn't she queen anymore? Emi Sakura? Actually, she is. She comes out with a crown still. She's just not doing the...
no longer Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, that's it. No more
now just actual queen, yes.
What do you think of this match, man? I mean, I was spaced out at this point. Shout out to Canada Spaceman.
Supposedly, for some reason, long story short, I saw a Reddit thread about a guy who was in the building, and
interesting.
Like he was giving his thoughts on the show overall, because he hadn't been to an AEW show in a long time, and he had generally positive thoughts of the whole 3-hour affair. But someone asked him if the injury to Yuka was legit, and he was saying he thought it was because after the cameras were off of, like whenever they would have cut from TV, that she got helped to the back. So there was a spot where she went for something and got knocked off the
Was it
apron. And it looked like,
right?
huh?
Was it ankle?
Yeah. And it looked like she landed outside pretty rough. I mean, it was a rough landing, regardless of whether she got hurt or not. But I could tell something was up because even though she ended up sort of gutting it out and just finishing the match and doing stuff, but the way, huh?
That's what magic does.
Yeah, magic. Well, yeah, she used all of her magic powers to endure it. But like Emmy was like clearly buying time because she's over there like playing with the action figure on the desk, and she picked up the Woo energy drinks and was like giving the referee a chance to go over and like assess the situation. So like you wouldn't be doing that if that was it. And meanwhile, Yuka's trying to like jog it out, see if she can like jog on it or whatever, and then they end up turning it into a spot. So interesting from the ladies just to watch that. That was the notable thing of this match, is that there seemed to be some sort of a legit hiccup in it, and watching them kind of work through it and work around it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But Magical Girl still gets the win, even with the injury.
It's all about the magical girls, man. I mean, come on, look at these two fine women, right? I mean, well, not my type, but still. You gotta have.
Maybe she grabbed one of those Woo energies and chugged it while the camera was off her. Actually, if you would have seen because nobody watches Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay, all right.
But Mark Briscoe like had a match with Griff Garrison, which I was like, ugh. But anyway, it's Mark Briscoe, so I gotta watch it. And like he went over and like I think he grabbed one of those Woo energy drinks and actually drank some because he was fired up.
He was fired up. Have you had that damn drink yet? The energy drink, the Woo.
I'd have to see it somewhere to have it.
You haven't seen it anywhere.
Nope.
So where do they sell that shit then? What's stupid? What's the point of I haven't seen it down Monica either, just quietly. But if you're not seeing it in the States, where can you buy it?
I don't know. Whatever grocery store he did that appearance at. Nobody wants no damn mushroom elixir.
Oh God. I'm glad you said that though, man. That popped me. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty good. But Zane thinks that I know he's trolling, but it's funny. I Dream of Genie is another show that'll be in the old Dynamite block. Oh God.
We'll see it.
Oh man. I
TV
like
rights for I Dream of Genie.
I Dream of Genie, man. Classic, literally classic show.
Hey, I never watched I Dream of Genie. I've just seen it. I never actually sat and watched it, but like
decent shows back in the day,
man. Did Genie ever turn dark?
Never, bro. Actually, she was black and white at one point.
Yeah.
And then it became color. So does that consider her being dark?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's shades of gray, literally.
Half dark.
Yeah. Anyway, did I mention that Sakazaki defeated Sakura via pinfall?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
You didn't mention it. Man. I mentioned it.
You did say it. All right. I'm going to be tired today, man. I'm actually pretty tired, dude. So
sounds like you need a mushroom elixir.
I might need a Woo energy drink at this point. But anyway, let's move on.
Knowing Australia, it's probably illegal to import Woo energy. There's probably too many banned substances on it.
Don't get me started. You obviously know quite a bit about the way our laws work over here. Dude.
No, I assume quite a bit about the way your laws work. And you confirm
makes you say that, but what makes you actually say that? Because I find that interesting that you would, because you're right. No, I'm being serious. Yeah, woo. Dude, even when Prime made its way down here, because they're still American imported. It's not like they're made here. They're literally distributed from the States to here. And there was a thing because apparently there's way too much caffeine in Prime energy drinks and whatnot. So they had to sort of change it a little bit. Less caffeine or some shit.
For you guys, it was too much.
For us, yeah.
Okay, so, all right, sidebar. How much caffeine is in an average can of energy drink in Australia?
Energy drink?
Well, yeah. Do you guys have any local brands, or do you guys
absolutely.
have? the
That's a good
Monsters
one.
and the
Oh, we've got all that. We've got Monster and Red Bull, obviously.
Red Bull.
But
Yeah.
our local one is actually quite good, I think, which is called V. Have you ever seen that? I don't know if it's in the States or not. I'm
It's
sure you
called what
probably
now?
just V, literally
BE
V, like Vader time.
V.
Yeah. Never seen it. It's all green, like the bottle or can is all green, and even the drink looks like sort of Red Bull, like the actual drink. But it's pretty good, dude. Maybe when I eventually send you that that package, I'll definitely send you one. Like, are you even into energy drinks?
Sometimes, but anyway, the caffeine content is what we're focusing on.
Well,
here.
I was gonna say, for example, like I'm drinking a Pepsi right now. You guys like do your sodas with is it corn syrup? I think all your
Yeah.
sodas have corn syrup in it. Here it's banned. So in our
Mhm.
sodas, it's all sugarcane related. They're both fucked anyway. They're
But
both pretty
caffeine,
bad
though.
for you. The caffeine in a Pepsi
Pepsi
I'll
should be
tell
like
you right now.
20.
for you guys,
That's what I usually see. Yeah.
why isn't there caffeine fucking thing here, man? I'll assume it could be energy, but it should be there.
No, it's like a separate thing on the can. It'll tell you contains this many milligrams.
Right, and can here actually doesn't have any cap. What? It's not there. No, it's actually not there. Nothing. I kid you not. I don't know why. That's weird. There has to be caffeine in this shit, man. But it's not coming up on the can for some reason. But anyway, I'll get back to you on that one. But we just use sugar cane, and apparently for you guys with the corn syrup, it's real bad for you, man. It bloats you a lot and whatnot. But you can't tell the difference, even if you drink one here or from your neck of the woods.
Well, here's the deal, though. Sugar Pepsi for us is a separate brand. It's almost like a flavor.
What? Wait, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. It's called Sugar Pepsi, literally.
Well, no, that's what I'm calling it. What I'm saying is
I
like
was gonna say.
when there'll be Pepsi. That's your standard
Right.
Pepsi. Okay?
Yeah.
That has high
Like this.
fructose corn syrup in it. Then we sell a Pepsi that also says like Pepsi real sugar. You know, like
Oh yeah, we've got that too, right? Yeah. No, it's true. We've got all that shit, man. It's too gimmicky, man. Like I love Dr.
all right,
Pepper,
look,
though.
I look. Who cares about Pepsi? I asked you caffeine in an energy drink. How
Yeah.
much? You said this V energy drink. How many milligrams of caffeine is it?
I'll tell you now, man. I've got to look it up. Usually I had an old bottle around, but I don't this time. I'll tell you now. Caffeine.
All right, while you're looking that up,
Yeah,
to
go
tell you,
continue.
most the energy drinks here, the tall cans, maximum would be like 300 milligrams max. Now I know Prime has less than that because I've seen it.
Dude, 300?
It's usually, I think Prime is around like 200 for the can they have,
Man,
which
that's
is
a
much
lot,
obviously
dude.
smaller than the big monster cans and stuff like that. But still,
Well,
you know.
I've got for us, for example, that V, the V in a 250 ml can, which is the small ones, is 85 milligrams of caffeine, which is not much, but that's a small can though.
I don't even have enough
85.
energy to brush my teeth in the morning with 85 milligrams. What kind of weak ass shit is that? Well, anyway, Javi says 250. I assume he means Prime. Or he put milliliters. There better not be milliliters of caffeine. 250 milliliters of caffeine. That's an instant.
Well,
heart
dude, get
attack.
this. Oh, jeez. In this can of Pepsi, it's 35 grams, right?
Yeah, 35. Yeah,
Is that average
right.
for you guys? Say.
yeah that's
For like a soda?
pretty much the number. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then,
I said 20,
and-
but I must have been confused about something else. There's probably like
Alright,
20
well.
grams of sugar in it.
Oh, the sugar content, I can tell you that quickly, and we'll get back into Rampage. The sugar content, though,
25?
Nah, dude, this is ridiculous. 40 grams.
40.
40, bro. That's a lot, man. Fuck that. That's too much. But anyway,
So
yeah,
Yuka Sakazaki gets the win.
yeah, you can suck a.
She
Why did I say
grabbed
that?
a
Anyway,
Woo energy, chugged it real quick, got enough 150 milligrams of caffeine according to Tennessee couponer, and that was it. She was able to beat Emi Sakura with the 150 milligrams of caffeine driver.
Caffeine driver. Well, speaking of drivers, dude, I don't know. People think this is a shoot. I'm not sure what to think. I'm not going to get into the whole segment, but basically, Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker are having a child, apparently. Now, I could have sworn these two aren't together in real life, but apparently I'm wrong. Is this a shoot, dude? Is she really pregnant to Angelo Parker's
I saw a report
kid?
that said that they're dating and that they actually are pregnant, so they decided to incorporate it into a story.
Okay, that's interesting because when this storyline actually first started, were they together or was this program the reason why they are together now?
Maybe that second one. So
Wow, that's crazy, man. Because they're an odd couple when you think about it, man.
yeah, they are, but then again, are they?
What are you trying to say, man? I know what you're getting at, but that's a good point. I don't know, man. Congratulations, anyway. Whatever. I don't know why you really need to announce it, but whatever. I guess there goes Ruby Soho for a good year and a half, I guess, right? I mean,
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations. By the way, Javi, I love Jarritos cola. That's actually pretty good. Have you had Jarritos vet Jarritos?
That's a drink.
Yeah, have you had it?
Yes.
I love it, man. I can't get enough of that shit. Shout out to Mexico for making that because it's pretty good, man. All their different flavors are actually pretty cool, man. Anyway, enough of the drinks. Congratulations to Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker.
Everybody raise a pineapple Jarritos to their new baby.
Salud. Just saying to them.
That's right.
If only I had the wine glass, I'd be like literally going ting ting ting, but I don't. This is gonna have to do, guys. But anyway, so yeah, they're pregnant. Cool. That's Rampage, I guess. But that leaves us to go to our main event, Vet. And really, I couldn't care less about this match, but I'll say it anyway. This is the is Vet still watching this? Let's get him to turn it off match. I stopped watching by this point. I was just sort of at a glaze sort of thing. Just sitting there looking like I'm watching it, but really I'm just in another world. This is when I was setting up both shows, bro. At this point. No shit.
Sorry,
I can't even...
sorry for the unprofessionalism, guys. But look, you really cannot expect anyone to want to, let alone actually sit through a match that has the undisputed kingdom. I was about to say the Underground Kings. The Undisputed Kingdom and anybody that's teaming up with Rocky Romero. It doesn't matter who the other two people were.
You really can't stand Rocky, huh?
Man.
Actually, speaking of Rocky, yeah, I was using the power of the phone, Josh, as a matter of fact. The power of the phone. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness though, like what Rampage at this point feels like it's just such an afterthought, man. Like why does this show hold any sort of value at this point? Really?
Yeah, it's a foothold on TNT.
I don't know, man.
Dynamite got kicked off at TNT, but Rampage is still there.
Isn't that bizarre? But I think TBS gets into more homes though than TNT, believe it or not. But TNT would be more popular.
If anybody has one and not the other, like seriously,
right. That's true.
Like,
and they understand
just cut your cable off. Just cut it off.
Oh no. Just cut it off. Fuck it. Why not? But anyway, Rocky Romero, by the way, has become the New Japan vice president, apparently, right?
Even more reason they're going down the tubes.
God, you gotta have some faith, Vic. Come on, maybe he'll be the one to turn it around. I mean, at this point, you might as well try anything, right?
Rocky Romero is the worst. Period.
Get Chico, El Luchador instead. Anyway,
all right, you can
look,
find me everywhere at Opinion Haver on all your social media platforms.
we are pretty much at the end because really, I'm not going to say much about this match. Sure, the match was half decent. I wasn't fully paying attention. Sorry, guys, as Vet said about the unprofessionalism.
The guy with the backwards hat and the wife got pinned.
Well, so, to my surprise, dude, O'Reilly and Romero and Maynard defeated Undisputed Kingdom via submission. I mean, that's a bit of an upset, wouldn't you say?
No, because they're probably just letting you know that Roderick Strong's going to win tonight.
That's true too. But really, let's be honest, I don't think many people... Actually, they probably did watch Rampage. They probably would have kept most of the people watching. You don't think so?
No.
Are you going to watch Dynasty?
They just read the results. That's all they needed.
Yeah, well, it's tough, man. It's tough. And I hate it because I want to do Rampage, right? But because I don't even know anymore with everybody else, if anyone wants to join me. You know, MSG always wants to join me, actually. I'll say that. But since he's moved, to the other side, he can't do as much as he would like to.
Excuses.
I need to try to do it on my own, man. But we'll see. It will be back.
The real issue is, all seriousness, the real issue is you have enough talent. AEW has the roster to spread amongst 4 shows.
Right. Especially for
so give me a better spread. That's all.
Right, for sure.
Every match doesn't have to be like a banger, but you got to at least have, you can at least have some people that people want to see in the main event spot of any of your shows. Now, if you're booking based on, okay, we know people have a habit of tuning out toward the end because as the later it gets in the night, the more and more of these old people who still have cable are turning off their TVs, then, okay, I understand you wouldn't want to have one of your supposed stars be in a segment that got a lowest rating, right? That's why they really don't do it sometimes. But you can't think like that. You got to think about the people if you want to keep people from leaving the building till the end of the show, give them at least somebody to watch at the end. It doesn't have to be your biggest star, but just have it be somebody. And, then people will be more inclined to stay. Hey.
That's what I'm laughing.
Yeah. So.
No, you're right. Man.
Everybody knows that. Everybody's an armchair booker. Everybody knows everything. So I'm just stating the obvious.
No, you're right. It's true. But it's only 1 hour, man. How about you make it like, remember the slogan for Rampage? The best 1 hour of wrestling, on the planet, whatever, or the quickest 1 hour of wrestling. Do something like that where it's actually half decent and just give us something decent, man. Like, do something. I don't know, but sometimes they do. Lately, Rampage has been live on a half consistent sort of basis. Since it was a live show, give us a good live show, man. I mean, why not? But they won't. So it is what it is. And that's pretty much Rampage. Moxley did have a little promo also going right into Rampage at the very start, but you're just talking shit about his match with Hobbs and basically say Hobbs gets lucky, which he won't. We'll see what happens, but nothing will happen with that match anyhow. But
Hobbs should just use his muscles to pin him for a shoot.
Hey,
small
man,
package him, hook him. Moxley ain't kicking out of that. I don't care what he thinks. I don't care what kind of jiu-jitsu tournaments he's coming in second place out of 2 people in.
Out of 2 people. He can't fucking... Why? Because he was in that MMA movie. Now he thinks he can do MMA and jiu-jitsu and shit. What was that MMA movie that he was in? Do you remember what it was called?
No.
I forgot what it was called. I never watched it, and it was probably sucked. I could only imagine how bad it is. I think it's on Netflix though, man. Funny enough, but yeah. I mean, that's pretty much Rampage. So I mean, we gave all you guys an extra pretty much hour, and I think we can take it home, man. I'm ready for the bed at this point. Like I said, I'm pretty tired. That's what happens when you watch Collision and Rampage back to back. You get a little tired, shall we say. It does that to you, dude. 3 hours of AEW.
Put Rocky Romero back on, you'll go out like a light. You'll go out like a Julia Hart entering the arena.
Oh, that'd be great, dude. Lights out. I'm lights out after that. So, and now we got Dynasty. I would have done a prediction show right now, but I can't be bothered. Yeah, I'm sure you can't either. So
just running down that card will be longer than the 50 minutes we've been on.
Dude, that show surely is going to go a good 5 hours, right? With this card. At least. So you're going to get a good 6 hours, maybe even, if you include the pre-show. But yeah, I'm not going to
value.
You get more bang for your buck with AEW, actually, Vet. Come on.
The longer it goes, the cheaper it is.
And look, we're not bashing AEW, but shit, it is what it is, man. He doesn't get it. I mean, heck, dude, did you see TK falling asleep, actually, on the Ring of Honor? What was it? The last pay-per-view? At the end, dude, someone's asking him a question, dude. I don't know if you noticed him, but he's like this. He's looking at the person that's talking. He's like,
well, yeah, no one can stay awake for this many years.
Dude, but no shame. But he looked like an AI, bro. He was just mumbling that day. I don't know, but he was on a different sort of spectrum, shall I say? He was weird, bro.
Bless him.
God,
do it till you
God
drop,
bless.
buddy.
And he was doing his weird drinking antics also, man. Why does
Woo.
he drink like that, dude? Seriously, can someone tell me?
Woo.
Woo, indeed. Anyway, Vet, let's take it home, man. So in saying that, tell them where they can find you one more time, bro.
Yeah, at Opinion Haver, all social media platforms, every Wednesday, live, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern for Next Level Wrestling Review with Big Ray Hernandez. Catch me every Monday, live, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Impact Attack with Brandon. Check out Wrestling with Rib Rogers every Friday, Concrete, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And check out Stevie Richards Fitness for all of his reviews on equipment and other stuff. And check out his video about the first ever ECW pay-per-view where he answers questions from the fans.
That's awesome, man. Absolutely check out all that. If you want to follow me, though, actually, before I do say that, are you doing a Twitch thing, actually, Vet?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, man? And I don't know if this is overrated or not. I'm not sure yet. But have you played RoboCop?
Yeah, I did that a while ago.
Did you like it?
It's fun for a RoboCop fan.
You know what? I was expecting it to be better. I'm not going to lie, man. I started playing it. It just seems... Is there any long cutscenes in the damn game? Feels easy, too.
Long cutscenes? Not really.
So it's just typical RoboCop.
What?
Right?
That's something a gamer wants more of? Long cutscenes?
No, like, but sometimes I like, a decent amount of cutscene for games like that, but I just feel like I'm... Like, what's the end game? How long does it take to even finish?
I don't know, several hours. Look, just play the damn game. What are you, a posing RoboCop fan? Or are you just a poser?
No. But you know what? I got stuck, dude, in between the freaking bed and a wall. And I couldn't get out, and I got pissed off. I'm like, stuff this. I just got out of the game. So that was yesterday. Yeah, you can't even crouch. It's true. Why can't you crouch?
Why would
man?
RoboCop ever crouch? Are you serious? Get out of here.
I've seen him on his knees, sort of thing, and shooting.
Get good, Jimmy.
God damn it, pal.
Try aiming.
Well, hey, I'm good at that. It's easy, bro. This game's so easy. It's so 80s, man. It's so late 80s RoboCop, like typical RoboCop, put it that way. And it's a true sequel to actually part 1 and 2. But yeah, I just thought it would be so much better. I like it. I was just expecting more. That's all. Maybe it's just me. but I will play it. What, D? I don't know. Oh my god. Anyway, in saying that, if you want to follow me on the Twitter, you can at DJ Mass Effect and also at the PWC Network. Like and subscribe right here at channelattitude.com, where $5. Not only do you get the best, but also the realest talk in professional wrestling. The PWCnetwork.podbean.com, where you can find all our other shows. And I think I will be doing a Dynasty review show. I'm just not sure if I'm up to watching 6 hours of AEW wrestling. So we'll see, because I'll be gassed by the end of that show, 100%. And also, like and subscribe at HaminMediaGroup.podbean.com for all our affiliate shows. So that's a wrap, Vet. So in saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is the Vet Jamie Williams. And you've been listening and watching Rampage UnCaged right here on channelattitude.com via Hamin Media Group. And we're out. Peace.